Hey everyone, it's Owen here from Urbane Cyclist. Today we're doing a little focus video on some of the Tern cargo ecosystem. So if you've caught any of our other videos, we've covered Tern quite extensively, but we often kind of vaguely allude to this fantastic ecosystem of accessories from Tern. So we figured it's such a vast kind of range of stuff. I think sometimes you'll get a little overwhelmed to just kind of know the big hitters, the kind of most obvious choices, but there's a lot of cool little accessories that Tern has come out with that often get kind of forgotten or lost in the mix. So today we're gonna kind of do a more focused video specifically pertaining to the front, mainly the combo mount that we see here that's very present on a lot of Tern's current bikes. So this here is a short haul, for example. We can see this combo mount. There's also some alternate mounts, which we'll talk a little bit more about later, which has some fun compatibility with some of the accessories covered here. But of course, we're very used to seeing this style of mount in the GSD, the HSD, as well as the quick haul long, the short haul, even the NBD. So even some of these bikes that may not be perceivably the most cargo forward can be kind of customized for cargo as required or kind of as you prefer. Another fun thing is you can kind of switch these off and change it as you kind of grow with the bike. So before any further ado, let's get into it. So kind of the most obvious starting point here is the heavy hitter and the most common choice for something like a GSD, the Transporteur rack. So as we mentioned here, this combo mount, these two perpendicular to the frame holes, we have this mount here. So this just goes on front. Great big cargo accessory. This is rated for up to 20 kilograms. This is a huge amount of cargo potential. Comes with a little cargo strap. What I really like about this though, is it also has a couple accessory mounts on the back. So you'll notice right here, you're gonna have a couple spots so you can actually add additional accessories. Can be as simple as a water bottle, which is what the standard is based off of, but there's other accessories we can also add there as well, which we'll talk a little more about soon. The kind of little brother to that is the hauler rack, or haul it all, they say. It's basically a compressed, smaller version of that. So obviously a little more simple. It's just got this kind of simple kind of grid. Both of these racks are aluminum, just mounts on directly to the combo mount, sometimes referred to as the CMT mount, and again has that same potential for added accessories on the back. So you're not really losing anything here, you just don't have quite as much width. What's really nice about this specifically is it has the same weight capacity, but it also has these kind of open receiving holes with a little bit, it's actually a slot, which means if you want to customize or maybe attach some type of crate or bucket or, you know, like bin, it's a little easier to customize with that. So you can kind of use that as a template to kind of make it your own and kind of customize how you like to see it. Both of these also are compatible with the quick release combo mount or CMT bolts. They're effectively just little quick release bolts that can go through here. So if you like the idea of these racks, you don't actually have to be stuck with them all the time. You can kind of pick and choose, put them on as you see fit, remove them to make the bike a little smaller and lighter when you may be riding without as much cargo. So when I was alluding to some accessories, the ride pouch here from Tern is a great little choice. So if I pull this out, you can see those classic little mounts, those can bolt on the back. Effectively, this is just a simple 1 liter little bag. So nice and simple. There's big washers and bolts included. There's also a couple holes inside which offer drainage. So if you happen to get stuck in the rain or you leave this open and water gets in, you don't have to unbolt it and dump it out. It's actually designed to drain naturally, but it's kind of like almost like a glove box for your cars. That small stuff, you know, things that might be in your pockets you just don't want to be riding with. Even if you're just riding with snacks, it's kind of akin to, if you're familiar with some bike packing bags, kind of like a little feed bag that just fits on the back of these little racks. A great choice. So we're going off brand a little bit here, but this is one of our best selling products. This is called the Arundel Looney Bin. This is offered in black and white. We just chose white for a little extra contrast. And again, this is a really popular choice for those of us that want to just add a little extra hydration. What's great with these is they'll fit even a larger water bottle, like an Nalgene, for example. Just add it and you can actually compress it. You can see it even goes bigger than required. So this is a fantastic choice, especially if you're not one to use maybe a more like bike or fitness style water bottle. If you just kind of want to use whatever you can kind of find, or you go to the corner store, get any bottle, that's a great choice and an add-on, not technically from Tern, but a great companion accessory to add to any of these cargo racks. So we've already touched on this combo mount. There's a great accessory called the luggage truss. So this is the CMT style luggage truss. This uses a system called Click Fix. We don't see as much of this available here in North America. I believe they're actually based out of Europe. So you're gonna see a little more kind of broad accessory compatibility there, but this is licensed and we actually have a bunch of Tern accessories that will work with this Click Fix system. So what's notable is there's actually two variants of the luggage truss. So you may also see this. This just says luggage truss, says Click Fix. It still is a Tern product, but this is not the same configuration. So if you're used to seeing more traditional Tern bikes, they have a little badge on the front. It actually can pop off, and behind the badge there's actually two threaded receiving holes, which this can get bolted into. So this is kind of the precursor to the combo mount or the CMT style. But what that means is if you have a short haul, if you have maybe just a Tern Link, a more classic, just simple folder, any of the luggage truss compatible accessories can work on either bike. So the next section of this video is gonna be all things that can work on just about any Tern, as long as they have either that simple 2-hole threaded receiver or the combo mount you see here on the Tern short haul. So here the Kanga Rack has been probably most popularized as kind of like a backpack rack, where this has this kind of almost like harness quality. It has these nice clips, but the idea here is this just clips in. Let's see if I can do it off the bike. A little tricky sometimes, but the package in the way. But basically, it's just this nice little cradle that adds some nice support, kind of for whatever loose bags you have. Maybe you have a shoulder bag, a messenger bag, or a backpack that you just want to kind of strap onto the front and ride comfortably for the day. The great thing about this is obviously it's on and off really quick and easy. And the thing I love about this Click Fix system is in theory you could have more than one accessory. You could have this or some of the next ones we cover if you want to have kind of the ability to switch up depending on your ride needs. So this is probably one of, I think, the underrated and kind of forgotten accessories. This is the Hold'em basket. So this is a great little shopping basket, nice and simple, lightweight, but of course has that same mount. All you do is clip it on the back and all of a sudden you have a nice little basket. So you can see quick and easy with the Kanga Rack, quick and easy with the Hold'em basket. The same idea, you just clip that little button, it lifts out. So this, I think this is kind of a fun accessory because if you're just stopping and doing a bit of shopping, you actually have the ability to literally walk in with your basket ready to go, clip it on your bike, unlock it, and continue on. I think this is probably something that I'm surprised not more people choose when they're getting like an HSD or a GSD, something that they can kind of pop off and on really easily. There actually is also a little top cover that can kind of help compress to make sure that nothing actually bounces out of this basket. But it's a really great and really lightweight choice, and just kind of a simple, sleek cargo solution. I really like that one. In a similar vein, the HQ bag here, office in a bag is what they say. Exact same concept, Click Fix. It's super minimal. It's basically a very small briefcase. This is a really good choice for someone who has maybe a small laptop. They want to have a very sleek, slim, easy bag, something you can kind of on and off the bike cleanly, and also like, frankly, it doesn't really look that much like a bike bag, which I think is a huge asset. The fact that, it does say Tern, you have to really know Tern as a brand to even recognize that as a bike bag. All you see is this little slim, and again, completely flush. So that's a really, really sleek, simple choice. And again, reflective details, a little added safety, never hurt anyone. Unfortunately, I'm sold out of the other bag we're gonna talk about, the go-to bag, which is effectively just a larger version of the HQ bag. It's gonna have a little more volume for a little extra storage, but the exact same concept, the exact same mounting hardware. And kind of another honorable mention, we've covered this previously, but this is an Ortlieb bag. So this is the Ortlieb Ultimate. We've covered thoroughly in depth previously. We did mention even the Click Fix compatibility, but this actually is the same effective compatibility in the back here. What's great about these is these are actually a little waterproof bag. So you have this cover, it clips in and over, nice and easy. And this is great for kind of an all-weather solution if you're gonna maybe go out for day rides and have a little more recreational fun. There's camera inserts, which I really like on these. So if you wanna maybe take a DSLR camera with you and have somewhere safe and secure, knowing it's not gonna be, getting wet or damaged while you're riding, really great option. And of course, any of these luggage truss compatible, the Click Fix compatible from the CMT or the G2, depending on which works on your Tern bike, you could use a combination of these at different times. They're super quick and easy to take on and off. What is nice is these also are designed to be lockable. So these luggage trusses, you can lock your accessory on. So for example, if you're using a Kanga Rack or that Hold'em basket or any one of these bags, you can leave it closed and locked just to make sure no one's running off with your stuff. So a little added security from Tern is also a great choice. So they're really thinking about the practicality of how this is actually gonna work in potentially an urban environment where you need your stuff secure. So it kind of goes without saying, there's a lot of stuff from Tern. It can be a little overwhelming when you're first kind of learning about this whole kind of cargo ecosystem. What I think is really exciting is they open up a lot of possibilities, not only on their heavy duty cargo bikes, but even some of their more recreational, lighter duty use. Like if you look at the Tern NBD, you could still add a transporter rack to a bike like that. So what may not seem like a cargo bike can kind of be augmented to increase cargo capacity. So that I think is one of the best selling features of Tern as a brand as a whole. They have a massive amount of support, not only through really great resources online, but also just through sheer fantastic product design. If you have any specific questions, feel free to let us know in the comments. And of course, we have more accessory content from Tern coming soon. We're gonna cover the whole kind of rear end of the bike and more. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.